All right, good morning, traders. Today is October 25th, 2023. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB trading room. My SPY pivot this morning is 422.58. Above, I'm a bull. Below, I'm a bear. Possibly get some good news. FOMC states they're going to leave rates unchanged for the second meeting in a row. That is pretty good news, I guess. It's not coming down, but it's not going up either. So I guess we'll call it good news. All right. All four indices and the FNGU remain in daily downtrends with lower lows and lower highs on their daily charts. All right. We're not looking too good as far as chart location. We're testing major support. All right. And we break major support, we could see some significant selling. Right now, the bears have control of the price action. All right, silver and gold, we're talking about precious metals, remain in downtrends, although gold is close to starting a new uptrend. All it needs is to produce the higher low. USO is consolidating over 73.50. UNG looks like it will make the first higher low in a long time and start for its daily uptrend. US dollar index continues to consolidate over the 105.50 level. All right, let's go look at some charts. Start off with the SPY. We'll work on it on the daily chart. We flip to the daily chart. All right, yesterday's price action, equal high, higher low. Still in a downtrend, we have lower highs and lower lows. Still in a downtrend. So, is money coming into the SPY or is money leaving the SPY? Well, this is my best indicator, anchored VWAP. I anchor one on the low and I anchor one on the high. All right. And this represents the average price that all the shares sold for, well, between this area and present day. Now, as you can see, price is dipping below those average VWAPs. So my interpretation of this, I anchored one on the high and one on the low. Doesn't matter where you anchor it. You could have anchored it here. You could have anchored the other one up here instead of right there. Okay? Price is falling below the average price that all these shares traded for. So to me, my interpretation is money is flowing out of the SPY. All right? And you can do this with practically any stock. You take the last low, you take the last high, and you look at where they box off. So you can see right here, this would be the box of the anchored VWAPs right there. And you can see price is coming below those. So money is coming out of the markets. That's what it spells to me at this time. Now, could they are making a move back up. Let's take a look at it on the hourly time frame. We've got some lower highs here, but yet to produce any higher highs. So we got lower highs, but no higher highs yet. So again, nothing's really sold me on money's coming back into the market on the hourly time frame yet. So let's go take a look at QQQ on the daily chart. QQQ on the daily chart, making lower highs and slightly lower lows, still in a downtrend. Again, lower high, slightly lower low. Looks like the bulls are defending this 352 area with right there. So we're in a wedge pattern. Bears need to break the support line. Of course, if they break major support, things could start falling apart. As you can see down here on the BOP, things are trending down, and the crossover, the 3 is underneath our, I think that's the 8 or the 9. It doesn't matter which one it is, but it's underneath. The trend is currently down at this time. So money is flowing out of QQQ as well. And if you see price action, the 3 and the 8 all underneath our trend indicator, which makes it red. So you can see we are in a downtrend still. No turnaround yet. Hoping we got a triple bottom. It's a possibility. If not, we may see we've got kind of an M pattern showing up here. We may see a battleground take place right through here. And the victor will come out on the other side. We'll see what happens. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be a battle here because we're in the midst of an M pattern. I'm going to trash that and pick up this. You can see there's one. Now we come down to the middle of the apex of the M, back up, and then back down right here. So here's our M pattern. What typically takes place is we have a little battleground through here, and the victor comes out on the other side. So we'll see what happens here. This is QQQ. So QQQ still in a downtrend on the daily. On the hourly, let's take a peek at it on the hourly. See if we got anything changing. We've got higher lows, but no higher highs yet. So nothing's changed yet, even on the smaller time frame. So still in a downtrend here, QQQ. FNGU. Take a look at it on the daily first. We've got lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. We're still in a downtrend. We had a little mini uptrend started right through here with higher lows and higher highs, but that ended after we crossed underneath trend indicator here. So still in a downtrend on the daily chart, and you can see price action from yesterday produced a higher high and a higher low. That's a good sign. If we look at it on the hourly, we've got a higher low here and a higher high. So we possibly have an hourly uptrend. It's not very strong, but it's there. Breaking below 150.52 could negate that hourly uptrend right there. So don't want to break below 150.52. Currently, price trading about 150. Well, we'll call it 152.70 currently for FNGU. The FNGU is the one to watch in my eyes. All right, this is the heavyweights in the SPY and the QQQ. This is the one that moves both of those. It doesn't matter what the other 6,000 stocks are doing in the New York Stock Exchange. These 10 stocks in the FNGU are so heavily weighted in QQQ and SPY, they will move the indice irregardless of what the other 6,000 or 7,000 in the New York Stock Exchange do. They could be moving down, and these 10 could be moving up, and they will drag those indices higher. So let's go look at some indicators so I can show you a little proof of that. All right, so here's T2122. It's the new high, low / low ratio right here, 4 week. All right, we came out of the oversold zone, popped into the chop zone, and made a higher low right there. That's a good sign. Higher low right there. From there, we continued to make more higher lows and higher, not quite higher highs, but we continued to make more higher lows. See, we had to beat this high. We never made any higher highs. We made higher lows, but no higher high after hitting the chop zone. But this could be the start of a new uptrend. We'll see what happens. That's T2122, T2123. You can see this would be like an indication of all 6,000 New York Stock Exchange. If you average them all out, you can see it was red from the start of the day to the end of the day. So selling in the other 6,000 happened throughout the whole day and the day before. And, pretty much the day before that. And the day before that. And the day before that. So it's nothing but selling. It's been going on. Got a few 15-minute periods with some green in it. But all in all, it's been selling. Money has been leaving the SPY. Well, the markets. Okay, not the SPY. Money's been leaving the markets. All right, let's take a look at it on the 3-bar. It's a bigger time frame, kind of evens out a little bit more. You can see right here, money's been coming out. It's been red almost the entirely whole time right here since, well, about August 15th or 18th or so. And you can see we've got some space opening up between our trend indicator and the price action. So still a lot of work to do in the markets to see any glimpse of hope right now. Like to see that close in. We had a little bit of hope right through here, but then you can see it's opened up again. We now have a void of space between trend indicator and the price action. So these are my best 4 indicators. Here comes the last one now. This one is the FNGU, and I simply placed it on a bar chart, put it on a 15, and with that, this is the 10 stocks that typically move the SPY and the QQQ, irregardless of what the other 6,000 stocks are doing. You can see we had some buying happening here, produced a higher low. Had some more buying, produced the higher high. A little bit of selling, produced a higher low or equal low. It beat it by a couple pennies. And we are now off to produce another higher high. We'll see what happens. This is the 15-minute chart of the FNGU. As you can see, green most of the day. Green most of the day. A little bit of red in there. And you can see, consequently, this has produced what we like to, if we go back to the SPY and we look at the daily chart, that green has produced those 2 green candles there. So that's why this has become one of my most favorite indicators, is this FNGU on the 15-minute time frame with the trend indicator on it. Now we're coming into a falling 200 period moving average. It doesn't mean that it can't pass through. It will probably hang out here, making an effort to cross over it for a little while. Doesn't mean that it can't cross over it. It might get halted and reverse and come back down. We'll have to see what happens when it gets there. It may never get there. It may the 200 may fall right on top of it and knock it down. We'll see what happens. So there's FNGU. Now let's go back and take a look at the rest of the markets. Start with the IWM. That's basically our Russell 2000. And if we look at that on the daily chart, we've got lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, more lower lows. And you can see in the BOP, we're minus 28. Money is definitely coming out of the IWM, making lower lows this week and last week. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow making lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. And we kind of squeaked out a higher high right here from this point. But we're still back here at an equal low. And you can see this would be the consolidation here for Diamond Dow. And we start breaking below. This would be the tail stick down, represent the major support. And you can see how close we are to that major support right now. So we are testing that major support area. Now, if things should fall apart, look for this. This will be the next pivot down, probably right about here, 118.30. If we break below major support right through here. Don't want to break major support. Things could start falling apart. All right, let's take a look at SMH. Take a look at SMH on the daily. Bears got to break this support line here at, looks like 142. We'll just call it 142. Bulls got to break the downtrend line right up here, this diagonal resistance line right there. So other than that, it's a bull flag. It's been consolidating now for 1, 2, 3, 4, going on 5 months of consolidation through here. So bulls got to break that resistance line, and the bears have to break this support line. This is that diagonal. So it's just been consolidating through here. SMH. IYT. Transports. Nothing but red on the trend indicator there. You can see lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Money's coming out of the transports. Money's coming out of the markets. And yesterday's price action, we got a lower high and yet again another lower low. The only good sign, it was a doji. It kind of signals a pause. Be nice to see that pause and maybe a little reversal from there. I'd like to see it produce a higher low. We'll see what happens. That's IYT. Financials kind of doing the same thing. All right. Financials got a little doji candle here yesterday. Got a higher low and a higher high on the daily candle. But as far as the daily chart goes, you got lower highs and lower lows and another lower high. And that it only inspires the bears to produce another lower low, which we got. So you got XLF. So nothing is really looking good right now as far as the indices and the FNGU. Let's go take a look at a few precious metals here. Silver. Silver still in a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Silver trying to challenge this last recent high right up here. Doing a good job of it right there. They fell out of this support area but regained it quickly. The support was at 2050, right about there. They fell out of it and crawled back into it rather quickly, if you ask me. But still in a downtrend with lower highs. This was the consolidation wedge, and they fell out of this consolidation wedge to produce the lower low. And now they're trying to climb back into this consolidation area right now. And the channel that it was in looks kind of like this. This was the consolidation channel. And you can see they climbed back into that channel. So that's a good sign. But yet to produce the higher low. See that? Not yet got the higher low. Just a move up so far. Let's go look at GLD. So it's still in a downtrend. Gold. Gold fell out of its consolidation wedge right here and produced a lower low, so it's in a downtrend. Gold has already made the higher high. Gold just needs to produce the higher low. Where it happens, hopefully it doesn't come all the way back down here, but we'll see what happens. Like to see gold produce a higher low right on minor support. Minor support would be these two peaks right here. Here's one. Here's the other one. And I'd like to see kind of gold consolidate right about here, actually pull back and make the higher low about 179. That would be a great opportunity for pick up something long, possibly, if we got a green candle bouncing off of the 179 level right there. Let's go take a look at energy. So here's crude oil. Crude oil making higher lows and higher highs. Another higher low. Failed to make the higher high right here. See that? Failed to make the higher high. So it's just consolidating right now over the 74 level at this time. I'd like to see it consolidate for probably 2 or 3 more months, really. I don't like it when they get out too far ahead of themselves. Then it causes such a long pause in the middle. But there's USO consolidating over 74, still in an uptrend. UNG. All right, UNG, kind of a wonky looking uptrend, but we have a higher low. This was the last low. We have a higher low. We have a higher high. This is the last high, these two here. We got the higher high. So we're in an uptrend, but we're underneath trend indicator here. We had a deep pullback, well past minor support, kind of in the midpoint here of the trading range. And we seem to be, we got a little doji, got the double doji right there, and then we got it blast off yesterday. So I like to see this crawl back up over trend indicator and back over this minor support. Well, it was support when it was up here, but crawl back over this level. See where those sellers are? See these wicks up here? You got wicks. I'd like to see it crawl back over those wicks and not stay trapped underneath it. Well, that's UNG. I'm long UNG right now based on this pullback, making a higher low. I like it. Like to see it break back through, get on top of the trend indicator. Right now, price action, the 3 and the 8, everything underneath our trend indicator. Not looking like a strong uptrend from my point of view. But yet again, we got the higher low. So we'll see what happens here with UNG. UNG had a nice little rally going yesterday. Here's the 10-minute. And you can see on the 10-minute, we had a 3 EMA run right through there. Nice trend. Opened up right after noon. And you got a 3 EMA run with lots of money flowing into UNG. That was trends like that. That's machine buying. That's somebody put in an order and told the machine just to buy. And notice there's no dips. There was no pullbacks allowing you to get in throughout this machine trend to the upside. So that's kind of an indication money could be flowing into UNG finally after 6 months of consolidating on the daily chart to the left, to the right. You can see back here in March, we really haven't gone anywhere. We've gone, May, June, July, August, September, October, and now we're almost getting into November here. Got about a week left. So we'll see what happens with UNG. So basically, I want you to walk away from this morning with the idea of possibly using anchored VWAP as a way to determine if money's flowing in or flowing out of your chart. And let me see if I can find the one I already had set up. Here it is. Okay. So here's me. I took Anchored VWAP, I placed it on the low and one on the high, and you can see the price action never reached over the anchored VWAP. This is the average. This is the average price shares have sold for since this time and location, right there. And you can see price has been continually dropping and moving further and further away from the VWAP, the anchored VWAP, that is. So think about using anchored VWAP in the future, in your future trading, to find those trends that you're looking for. PayPal definitely in a downtrend, as you can see, from back at 300 all the way down to 54. And until we see price move up over these anchored VWAPs, I'm not ready to be a buyer. Right there. So there's a new tool, if you haven't already started using this tool, to determine when money is flowing back into your, something that you're interested in. So I'm going to take questions in the room. I want to thank everybody out there in YouTube land. Hope you have a wonderful day today. I used red this morning because I'm still, the Bears still have control. It's not wishy-washy for me, but the Bears still have control. The Bulls look like they could be staging a little bit of relief on the hourly, but yet to produce that higher high. So I'm not real convinced that the Bulls are going to have any control yet. Not till they produce that higher high. So if you're out there in YouTube land, please give me a thumbs up. That would be nice. Subscribe if you like what you're hearing. Consider using the anchored VWAP. And I will talk to you all out there at 4 p.m. this afternoon.